Okay, this is a very old illusion. It's called the Professor's Nightmare, and we've just adapted it for gospel magic. Excuse me. I'd like to show you 3 pieces of rope, and I want to help you understand a better idea of how God looks at sin. Sometimes I think we have the mistaken impression that when God sees sin, He sees it the same way we do. Like, for instance, well, our sin isn't that big. My sin's right here in the middle. It's not as small as that person's over there, but come on, God will let me slide through because look, it's not as big as this person's here. Well, that's just not the way God sees it. Like, for instance, when I think we're looking at it, what's really happening is we're getting it all twisted. We're twisting it all up just like this. And what we don't see is the way that God looks at it. Whoops, excuse me. It's just like this. God looks at it and sees our sin is like this. He sees 3 equal pieces of rope. One sin is 1 length. 2 sin, it's still the same length. And the 3rd sin, it's still the same length. God sees it all the same. Okay, now that was just a short little way of showing you how I do this trick. I didn't go into all the scripture references, etc. to show you this. In order to do this trick, it is 3 pieces of rope, just as I showed you at the very beginning. There's nothing gimmicked about these ropes. They are standard ropes, and they are equal, the unequal lengths as you see. When you get ready to cut your ropes, the first thing you have to do is take the long piece of rope and double it over just like this. Double it over directly in half. Then take the short piece. See how it goes through there, just like you're threading it, like you're threading a needle? And double it over as well. Now what I did was I showed it to you like this, and you assumed that you were looking at 2 equal pieces of rope. So when you get ready to make this trick, here's what you need to do. You make sure that the longest rope and the shortest rope put together equal the length of the medium-sized rope. That's it. That's all you have to do in order to be able to do this trick. You've got the pieces of rope. You're showing them to your audience, and this is from your view, so from the magician's point of view. So you're showing them to your audience, and they can see the unequal pieces. You bring up the longest piece first, just like that. I give it a little tug up. It helps to mask the move later on that you're going to do. Doesn't really matter though. Then you bring up the shortest piece of rope, and you put it right there between the 2 longest pieces. And that's very important, because what's going to happen later is you're going to reach up and you're going to yank down. You're going to yank down on the 2 longest pieces, and then that's how it gets intertwined for the gimmick, okay? And then, of course, the medium-sized rope has nothing to do with it, but just so you can say that you did all of the ropes the same, you bring up that medium piece of rope, just the same. And now when you go to yank down, you yank down on 3 pieces and leave 3 pieces up, of course. So you're yanking down on the 2 longest pieces and the medium-sized piece, and you're leaving it just like this, so that when you turn it around to show the audience, they see 3 equal pieces of rope. Now, in order to do that count where you apparently show them all, the first thing I do is I take away the ungimmicked piece. So I say, here we go, 1 piece. Take it away, show it, 1. Then when I come back, this is what happens. I cover up, and I'm actually switching. I'm switching and grabbing the 2 pieces that were stuck together, so I can say 2. And then I'm coming back, and I'm taking the 3rd. So you can count off the sins. 1, 2, 3. They're all the same.